Morning.
Mind up.
Morning.
Come on. Okay, guys. Now, before we start, any questions? Nope. Okay. Now, a topic was mentioned is not really that relevant, but just a few points that you guys will have to know about it. It's core excitation. First, occurs in pulse. Okay, primary is okay, dealing with okay as the amplitude of pulse or intensity or power, whatever. Clear? Okay. Developed to reduce bioeffect or biologic effects. Yeah. Okay. And last, just remember table 15.8, which is okay as the advantages of C. Yeah. That's the three main points that you guys need to know. Did you guys get that? Yes, no, maybe.
Table 15.8 is the one that we should be looking at.
Well, yes, okay, just remember the 4 or 5 advantages.
Okay.
Okay. And you find this here is okay in the, it's a single line in paragraph, third paragraph, or fourth paragraph, actually. Core excitation occurs in the pulsar. Okay. Now, why did they develop this mainly as okay to reduce bioeffects? Okay. But did mainly as okay just creates okay as longer pulses too as okay? Okay, so that's why I say okay, just remember is okay, the 4 or 5 is okay points. Just memorize them in the list. Because then going to say, okay, longer the pulse, how does that improve your exit resolution? That's going to do the opposite. So just okay, this is a program which means it's okay. You can say it's okay. Yeah, it's a kind of programming of your system that mainly is okay reduces the overall amplitude of your pulse. Okay, by yes, okay, by yes, okay, extending the length of the pulse, but yes, okay, still improve your resolutions, as you can see. Okay. So it's not, okay, no, this is not something that you guys as sonographers will be able to, okay, I will adjust. It's a new kind of, you can say like a programming that they, okay, have in the ultrasound systems or machines, all that electronics and all that. Okay, guys. So these are mainly as okay, just the 3-4 points or 3 points that you need to know. Okay, that okay is that occurs in a pulsar prime is okay, deals with the amplitude of your pulse. If you remember what a pulsar did was PRP, and based on that, it's okay, determine the PRF, and okay, it's your amplitude. Okay, amplitude over, yes, okay, amplitude of the pulse. So that's mainly yes, okay, where the coded excitation will is okay also be is okay occurring or is okay be performed. Okay. Why did they come up with this thing? Here's okay, mean that yes, okay, reduce the development of bioeffects. Okay. What is the beside that is okay, what was okay as its main advantage? Yes, okay, that's when you have Chapel 15.8. Okay. Which means yes, okay, says okay, improves have a high signal to noise ratio. Okay, improves your exit resolution, improves your spatial resolution, improves your contrast resolution, and okay, yes, deeper penetration. So maybe that's okay, just 5 advantages of your oral excitation. Any questions?
No.
Okay. Now then let's just look at compounding. Yes. Okay, guys. Now, what do we mean by compounding? Have anybody looked the word up? in a dictionary.
Is that like taking a bunch of things and putting them together?
Exactly. Okay. Okay. So taking things and putting them together. Okay. You want to bake a cake? Okay. You take milk, you take egg, you take butter, you take flour. You may put some water. Okay. Those are different things. But when you put them together to make a batter or a dough or whatever you call it, that is compounding. Okay, so the result in this case here is okay. By putting those things together is that you get a new thing or you get a new product. Did that make sense? Okay. So that was good. Okay. Now here is okay. The only thing that we can put together is going to be as okay. Sound waves, if you want to put it that way. Okay. But we can make it as okay. Compounding is mainly as okay. Taking different things and put them together. Okay. And we can say as okay, will be the outcome of that is okay, is to get a new product. We get something which is new. Okay. Now, guys, as far as our compounding is concerned, we have three types of compounding. There's going to be spatial compounding, we can say there will be temporal compounding, and we will have frequency compounding. Is that clear? Okay. The thing that we compound are put together in these three as okay. Types of compounding is going to be as okay. Sound waves are put together. Clear? Okay, and what do we get from that? A new type of image. Okay. Now, guys, if we look at the word spatial, that is going to be as okay pertaining to space. Yeah, okay. Or we can say more likely as okay is going to be as okay from different angles. Whereas, okay, yes, temporal compounding is going to be, it's okay, pertaining to time. So that means it's going to be, it's okay, at different times. And frequency, now, if you guys remember that I told you guys to read on, yes, okay, dynamic frequency tuning. This is the same thing here. Okay, very mainly, yes, okay, we'll say, okay, it's going to be compounding of frequencies, but where you can say, okay, different frequencies. So the type of compounding is mainly as okay going to be specified from the thing. Okay, so spatial compounding, yes, okay. Spatial we know now is pertaining to space. Temporal is okay, pertaining to time, and frequency will be frequency. Okay, now let us just look at our spatial compounding first. Now let us put it this way, guys. This is our transducer, or its footprint, as we may call it. Okay, and it is mainly as okay, just going to be scanning. We can see as okay, the same area. Okay. Or what is spatial compounding? The first, yes, okay, we can say that okay, as our beam, for instance, okay, maybe steer this way. Next, the beam will be steered this way. Next, we can say that okay, as the beam may be steered this way. Clear? Did you guys get that? Okay. Well, what compounding mainly is going to be is okay when all these three scans from different angles are going to just okay be pretty much okay, you can say overlapped. So what we mainly get is that okay, as our final image, or we can say okay, compounded image is going to be like this. Where this is overlapped by this, which is mainly as okay, overlapped by this. Yeah, okay. So this here is okay, that becomes your compounded image. Or we can say it's okay, spatial compounded image. But we mainly can say that okay, yes, this is an image that is formed by being scanned from different angles. Yeah, okay, but ultimately it's okay, is going to be overlapped to give us okay as the final picture or image. Did you guys get that?
Yeah.
Or let us put it this way. Have you ever seen an advertisement of something in a newspaper or on Facebook or any other advertisement site? Clear? Okay. Now, my dear, had they only given you one picture taken from one single angle, let's say it's okay, you want just okay, buy a new house. Clear? Okay. Now, if that advertisement only gave you as okay, let's say it's okay, a front view of the house. Okay, this is what the front looks like. the curb appeal, as people may call it. Okay, okay. But you don't know anything about it, okay, what the back side of the house looks like. What does it look like on the right side? What does it look like on the left side? Okay. Okay. So you may be in for a surprise once you had, okay, signed the agreement to buy the house, and you come and you see, well, okay, the only thing that I got is, okay, is just one wall. Because there's no side wall, there's no wall in the back either, right? Okay. Oh, yes, okay, it's completely beat up. Did that make sense? Okay. But you can say that's okay. So an example of, okay, yes, spatial compounding would be that, okay, yes, that advertisement, yes, okay, so, okay, well, this is the front. Okay, yes, this is what it looks like from one side. This is what it looks like from the other side. And the other side, you can even, yes, okay, get an aerial view or something like that. Okay. All those, yes, okay, being, yes, okay, put together, yes, okay, you got a compounded advertisement. Okay. Now, in ultrasound, what we just do is what it says, okay, this is the area that we are scanning at. Okay. But yes, okay, first we look at it from this angle, then we look at it from this angle, and then we look at this from this angle, but they are all being overlapped. Okay. And what will you get? You get, okay, yes, more, yes, okay. We can say yes, okay. What do you want to pull it? More accurate form of image. Clear? Okay. Now, the main advantage of this thing here, let me just put it this way, guys. Because if we say, why are you doing this to me? Okay. Let's say that, okay, yes, this was our transducer. Let's say it's okay that, of course, that's okay here. There will be a structure that we are scanning. Okay, there will be a structure here. Now, my dear guys, if we, for instance, okay, only were scanning from let's say it's okay, this angle here. Okay. Now let's just assume that this structure here is a highly attenuating structure. A structure that was going to cause a lot of attenuation to these sound waves here. Okay. Now what you guys will realize is, okay, in a later chapter is that, okay, in this area here, would there be, is okay, what we'll call a shadow. Why? Mainly because these sound waves that, okay, came from this area here were not able to pass through the structure here because it was highly attenuated. Let's say it's okay, a bone or something like that. Did that make sense? So what was it? Okay, in this area here, it's okay. Whatever structure would there was be, or it's okay, whatever is okay, reflection otherwise would have been produced. Well, okay, yes, we could not see those. But that can be countered mainly because we could say, yes, okay, the other angle is okay, from where is okay, sound waves will be produced, will be here as well. So yes, okay, we will. Now we will be able to just, okay, see this structure here. Or it's okay, whatever was here in the shadowed area. Okay. Likewise, well, okay, yes, the sound waves that will come from this side here. Okay, now there could have been, okay, yes, let's say it's okay, from the straight sound waves, yes, okay, there could have been a shadow in this area here, but those were countered primarily as, okay, first by the red sound waves coming from this side. Okay. Likewise, well, okay, yes. You would have had a shadow in this area here, okay, from your dark blue shadow waves or sound waves. But they were respectively as okay. You can say as okay. But that was mainly as okay neutralized by the sound waves coming from the green side and from the red side. Because this was already going to be otherwise. So, we had the structure, sorry. And it's okay. Okay. Now, if we, for instance, okay, say, okay, the red ones. So we will mainly have had a shadow in this area here. Because, okay, some of these red pulses here were not able to pass through the structure because it was highly attenuating. Okay. Likewise, the one that were green. Well, that's okay. They will be able to pass here, but because of this highly attenuating structure here, you will have had a shadow in this area, right? Did that make sense? Whereas we can say, okay, for the blues, but we would have had a shadow in this area. But we can mainly say that, okay, yes, this shadow here would mainly, yes, okay, have been, you can say, okay, neutralized by the sound waves coming from B and C. So yes, okay, you will not have a shadow. You could say this way also that, okay, yes, this shadow here is okay, would have been neutralized by the sound waves coming from A and C. And likewise, okay, very okay. This shadowing effect here would have been neutralized by sound waves coming from A and from B. Because at the end of the day, this scan is going to be overlapped by this scan, which is going to be overlapped by this scan. But the thing that you need here to understand of spatial compounding is that it is mainly as okay taking images or scans from different angles. Okay, pretty much okay happens just okay by the steering of the beam. Did that make sense? Okay. Now, one thing that this does here is that it's going to, yes, okay, increase your chi frame a little bit. Clear? Okay. It's going to increase your chi frame because you have to produce 3 different frames that got to be overlapped. Okay. Now, is this a function that can be turned on and off? No, it's not written in your books. Don't look in your books.
I would say no.
So you don't think that you can turn this function on and off?
No.
Okay. Good. Because that answer is not right. Oops. Okay, you can't turn it on and off. Now, okay. And that's why it's okay. This okay. Okay, dear. Okay. Now, guys, you guys can see this picture here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Now, mainly it's okay when your B as in boy mode is on. On that screen, right here. Okay. You will see something that says cross beam. As a matter of fact, your reading is okay, give you okay lines like this. And okay, yes, that is how you mainly as okay can turn spatial compounding on or off. Is that clear? So
Yeah.
hopefully it's okay on Monday when you guys are done with your midterm. Yes, okay, of course, there will be some more functions on our system that we mean, yes, okay, we'll go over a little bit more. Practically, okay, where do we find them on the system? Yeah, okay, but the whole purpose of spatial compounding primarily, yes, okay, was to minimize artifacts known as sharing artifact. Okay, what the blue that is, that's a later chapter. Okay, and speckle artifacts, which is mainly as okay, just defects is okay in tissue, but mainly as okay, you can say okay, sound wave is okay coming from different angles, overlap one another. Okay, one of the artifacts that we mainly as okay may deal with as okay actually as okay can minimize by spatial compounding is shadowing artifact. Okay. Now, what shadowing artifact is mainly as okay, just any structure throws a shadow. And what happens due to a shadow? Or what does a shadow look like?
Darker.
Darker. Okay. Okay. And okay, yes. If you lost something which is lying in the area where, yes, okay, you throw a shadow, would you be able to see it?
Not as well, no.
No, not as well. Okay. You're looking for, yes, okay, your black or brown wallet that you just dropped. Okay. But you are actually, yes, okay, obstructing the light to hit that area, yes, okay, where your wallet is lying. Would you be able to see it although, yes, okay, your face? No. Exactly. But if there was a light from that, from this side as well and this side as well, yes, okay, they will, yes, okay, neutralize the shadow that you had produced by the light which was right behind you. And then, of course, yes, okay, you'll be able to see your wallet and pick it up. Did that make any sense? Okay, okay. But the main point, guys, is spatial compounding from different angles. That's the bottom line. Okay. So here again, it's okay. We can say it's okay. It will improve your spatial resolutions, axial resolutions, lateral resolutions, things like that. But mainly because it's going to be as okay. Multiple frames are going to be overlapped. It will degrade your temporal resolution. Yeah. Good. Any questions?
No.
Okay. So can we look at temporal compounding? Okay. So over spatial compounding, Vico mainly says, okay. Compounding, which means it's okay, was here because it's okay. Putting, oh shit, sorry. Putting together A, B, and C to get, well, okay, that's a new product or image, which is going to be like this. Maybe me, it's okay, just called one, two, three. Did that make sense? Okay. Its primary as okay advantage was to improve things such as okay as your spatial resolutions, axial resolution, lateral resolution, so on, so on, so. And the resolution is okay depending upon your pulses. Okay, but because it was of different frames, more pulses, that's okay. It's going to just okay degrade the temporal resolution. Now, guys, the other compounding is temporal compounding. Okay. Now, guys, temporal is just going to be as okay pertaining to time. Okay. And compounding was putting together. Okay. Now, guys, here, this is again going to be considered okay. Putting together frames. And we can say it's okay again. We can do and say it's okay. We will have it's okay. Let's say it's okay. 3 frames, which are going to be as okay A, B, and C. Okay. Putting together frames. That's okay. A, B, and C. Okay, so Okay, is to get a new product, which again is okay. We're going to say that will be 1, 2, 3. But here, guys, these 3 frames here, for instance, there can be more. It can just me is okay, just continues on. Okay, that's going to be as okay. What can we put? From the same angle. So here's okay, it's not going to be from different angles, but it's going to be okay from the same angle at different times. Did you guys get that?
Yeah.
Good. Now let us just look at it, how that work. So we can see it's okay, we had A, we can say it's okay, we had B, and we had C. Yeah, okay. Now, let's say it's okay that A is the first, B is the second, and C is okay, is the third frame that we may add together and actually is okay, end up with a final product. Right. Now this is mainly as okay, only going to be relevant again, is okay when we talk of an object that is moving. So let's say it's okay that we had an object which first was here. So when A scans it, and that's why it says, okay, from the same angle. As a product of A, what we mean is, okay, we'll see is, okay, in our final product, our final compound image. Now when A scanned it, it's okay, this structure was going to be seen here. Okay, that was a result of E. Okay. Now, if this structure, for instance, okay, is going to be moving to this area here, and B, for instance, okay, is just going to be scanning it. Yes, okay, please remember, from the same angle, not from right, not from left. All of them is going to be from the same angle, okay? Okay, but what we will see is, okay, that now C, sorry, is okay, the structure here is okay, and B is okay, as a result of B is okay, may be found here. Right, okay. And likewise, that's okay if we go for the last one, C. Well, okay, as a result of the scanning that it does, it's going to be found here, which will be here, for instance. Okay, well, it's okay, it's again, it's okay going to scan it from the same angle. Did that make sense? Okay. Yeah, okay. But what we mainly can say is that, okay, as when the image A is okay, is being overlapped by B, which is overlapped by C. So Was it if we see, okay, as that this structure has moved from frame to frame to frame to frame? Did you guys get that?
Yep.
Any questions? Now, some of you will say, okay, yes, couldn't we have had the beam steered in this direction? Of course we could, but then it's okay. That's okay. This structure here will mainly as okay had been scanned from the same direction at all the time. Okay. Okay. Or being that's okay. Scanned at this from the same angle. Just always okay, different times. Or even yes, okay, if our beams were yes, okay, steered this way. But it's okay, if it's steered this way from A, then it's also going to be yes, okay, steered. Sorry. This way here from B, and being steered this way here is okay for C. Okay, so this kind of steering of the beam is mainly as okay, something that we most commonly see when we use our linear sequential array transducers. But as okay, what we get as a result of our phi is okay temporal compounding is that this frame, which are okay as first this frame is taken, then this frame is taken, then this frame is taken, are being overlapped. Okay. But this was first, followed by this second, followed by this third. But all is okay from the same angle. So that kind of compounding is going to be referred to as temporal compounding. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Right. Now this kind of, okay, we can put it this way, is mainly as okay, going to be as okay, working best. Primarily as okay for slowly moving objects. Okay. Of course, that's okay. If it is, in this case, you could okay, this would have been okay as a relatively as okay faster moving object. That's why as okay we might have missed the motion here. We might even as okay missed this okay the motion here. Okay. Where okay had it been slowly moving, we could have said, well, okay, yes. In first frame, it's okay, was here. In the second frame, it's okay. It could have been here, it's okay, which would have been here. For instance, okay. In the third frame, it's okay, that was compounded, that's okay. It could have been here, which then, okay, as well, just as sure here. And okay, we will have had, okay, as a more continuous or more as okay, accurate movement, or as okay, recording of the movement of this structure is okay, across our screen. Okay. But the bottom line to remember is that temporal compounding is going to be from the same angle, just at different times. Okay. Right. So if I'm yes, okay, let's say it's okay, right in front of me is okay. Well, there's nothing really moving, but okay. But I'm looking at it and mainly as okay, just taking as okay frames or creating frames and okay as overlapping them to as okay record the memory of okay as what has been happening in front of me over a course of time. Okay, but I'm not going to just okay change the direction or the angle at which I'm looking at that moving structure. Okay, so in temporal compounding, it was from the same angle at different times. Whereas for spatial compounding, well, okay, the main thing was that it was going to just okay be at different angles. Okay, where those frames just okay again, yes, okay, just were being overlapped. Did you guys get that? Okay. Now you may see that okay, yes, temporal compounding, yes, okay, also have okay as a different kind of names. Persistence is one of them, and temporal averaging is another. Okay, if you yes, okay, go to our list of pre and post processing. Okay, okay. Now we had spatial compounding. You saw the term spatial compounding there. Clear? Okay. As an example of pre-processing. Okay. But you don't see as okay the word temporal compounding, mainly because okay, they just wrote the term persistence. Okay. But what you mainly can just okay, just say and based on that, okay, that all compoundings, that's okay, they're all going to be pre-processing mechanisms or pre-processing procedures. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So whether it was your spatial compound or temporal compounding, also known as persistence, they were examples of pre-processing. Okay. And what did we mean by pre-processing? Processing of the data before it was stored in the memory. Did you guys get that? Okay, guys. Any questions?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, guys. Frequency compounding. Now, if you guys did what I asked you to do, which was read on dynamic frequency tuning, it's going to be as okay, what just becomes just okay, frequency compounding. Okay. Well, what did we say? Well, okay, as of course, that's okay at front. A frequency, yes, okay, had a Our transducers all had a mean frequency. Okay. On either side of that frequency was going to be as okay, a minimum frequency and a maximum frequency, which mainly as okay, K was okay as the bandwidth. Now again, as okay, as we know that maximum frequency, or born correctly as okay, a higher frequency has less penetration. Whereas on the other hand, because yes, okay, the minimum frequency, or let's say okay, the lower frequency will have greater penetration. Okay, but even as okay, we can say okay, let's say that we have a bandwidth of where the minimum frequency, for instance, okay, was 2 megahertz, and our maximum frequency is okay was, let's say it's okay, 8 megahertz, for instance. Okay, now let's just say that okay, now this is going to be as okay. Okay, I have a bandwidth of 6 megahertz, but that's not the point here. The point is that we're making it says okay that from the minimum frequency to the maximum frequency, we can actually say okay, we can say that we divide this bandwidth here into as okay, sub-frequencies of 2 megahertz. So the first can be from 2 to 4 megahertz. The next can be from 4 to 6 megahertz. We can say, okay, the next can be as okay from 6 to 8 megahertz. Did that make sense? So that's going to be as okay, we're going to say as okay, sub-bands of your bandwidth. Where we then can say as okay, now when we look at 6 to 4 megahertz, well, okay, that's a high frequency that is going to produce the shallow part of your image. 4 to 6 megahertz is a lower frequency, which it is going to just okay produce the deeper part. Well, let's do it this way. 6 to 8 megahertz. Produces this, which is going to be shallow. 4 to 6 is going to produce this, which is going to be deep. And we can say, okay, 2 to 4, for instance, is going to produce this part here, which is going to be the deepest. Now, what was compounding? Taking these 3 subunits here and putting them together, right? To produce a new product, which is going to be as okay, in this case, as okay, our final image. Did you guys get that? So lower frequency time compounding, taking it's okay, these different parts produced by it's okay, the different frequencies of your bandwidth and putting them together to create a new product. Or in this case, it's okay, a final product, which is going to be it's okay, or final frame. Are you guys lost? Let's say three of you, yes, okay, were three different frequencies. Now just remember, yes, okay, the one who has the highest frequency can only, yes, okay, travel a short distance because it will attenuate sooner, right? So it runs out of energy, or it's not going to be able to travel deeper. Now, when I say it's okay, go and bring a sample of the soil or whatever from that area that you reach to because you are a high frequency and bring that back. Lower frequency is going to travel slightly deeper. So that will bring us, okay, a sample back. Then the lowest frequency is going to be traveling even deeper. Okay, and bring a sample back. But what I will do is, as a result or as a part of, okay, as probably this case I will call frequency compounding is, I take those three samples or four samples, whichever, and put them together. And what do I get now? An image made by all the frequencies along the bandwidth. But the high range of frequencies in the bandwidth has lesser penetration. Lower frequencies have more penetration, and the further you increase the frequency, they'll be able to penetrate deeper and deeper and deeper. Why? Because of attenuation or lesser attenuation. Okay, but compounding is just going to be okay, taking those subframes that you want to put or subunits and putting them together. Okay, here was just okay as different subunits produced by this different sub-frequency or sub-bands along your bandwidth. Okay, in temporal compounding, that's okay. Putting the frames together that was taken over a span of time. Did that make sense? Clear? Okay. But of course, that's okay. That's only going to be relevant if you, for instance, okay, want to just okay follow the motion, or let's say, okay, changing position or shape of an object. Okay, that's going to be worth anything. Okay, whereas okay, is if there's a thing that mainly is okay stays stationary, and you come and you take a picture now, then take a picture now, then you take a picture now from the same angle just over as okay the course of time. Now, since that object didn't move, it didn't change its shape or anything. Even if you put those pictures, okay, or overlap those pictures, it's just going to be as okay. That same thing just staying there. Okay. But it's okay. If it was moving, it's okay. In one frame, it is here, and the next frame is here, the next frame is here, the next frame is here, the next frame is here. Okay. You'll be able to just okay follow that movement like this because you are looking at it from the same angle. just over time. Whereas spatial compounding was going to be as okay from different angles. So you get, okay, more of a 3D image. So that you know that, okay, yes, the house that you agreed to buy is not just, okay, as a front wall. That may look nice from the street. Okay. So any questions?
No.
Good. Okay. Now, one common benefit of all compoundings, whether that is temporal, spatial, or frequency compounding. Okay. Oh, why are you doing this to me? All compoundings. Okay, which, whether that was spatial, whether that was temporal, or frequency compounding, reduces noise production. Okay. So that's something that's okay, that is sporadically, as okay mentioned when we talk of all three compoundings, but just so you can, okay, yes, start at, okay, yes, one major advantage of all type of compoundings, which matter what, or no matter which one we are talking about, is that, okay, yes, they reduce noise production. Any questions? Yes, guys.
No.
So all compoundings reduces noise production.
And they're all adjustable, right? I know we talked about it for spatial, but while your spatial compounding, my dear, well, okay, there's, as I say, is okay, on your system, there's a cross beam, as we call it. Okay, that's for spatial compounding. Your frequency compounding, well, okay, it's not adjustable in a sense because it's pretty much okay going to be as okay determined by your transducer's bandwidth. Clear? Okay. Okay. And well, okay, temporal compounding is not adjustable either. okay, so we'd really only be asked about spatial and if that was adjustable.
No, it's not going to ask you where it's adjustable or not.
Oh.
Okay, but there's that. Yes, okay. What you can say, okay, as I just told you guys or showed you on your touch screen. Please remember, guys, that's okay. This screen here is okay. This is a touch screen. Okay, you can actually just okay choose which transducer to use by touching these areas here. Right now, it's okay. This is lit up, so that mainly means that okay, yes, is the curvilinear transducer, which is this one here, which would have been functioning. Okay, but this one is also yes, okay. So I think, okay, that's for this one here. And okay, you have your linear sequential, which most likely will have been this one. So this is how, yes, okay, you can choose on to, yes, okay, or I mean, yes, okay, touch on the desired transducer that you want to use. And it's going to, yes, okay, mainly, yes, okay, turn it on. They're all hooked up. Clear? Okay, so when you go to your B mode screen, right now it's okay, it's this screen here, it's okay, some other screen that is on. But it's okay, when you turn on your B mode screen, what you will see right here is mainly as okay an area that's called is labeled as cross beam. And you can turn that on, you can turn that off. Did you get that, my dear?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So this screen here is okay. That's why it says okay, your touch screen on your system is okay. So right here is okay on the B mode. Okay, because my dear, if that's okay, or when you, for instance, okay, let's say it's okay, if you turn on the color flow mode, there's going to be, it's okay, a window here that will say it's okay, CF. Even it's okay if you turn off, let's say it's okay, or turn on this mode here, there's going to be, it's okay, another window, it's okay, that may pop up here, which says, okay, pulse wave. Okay, now you mainly as okay, now you cannot see all three windows at the same time, but you can actually just okay switch from window to window to window. Means okay by touching an okay yes, because there's going to be okay a whole bunch of settings for each of these functions here that you can adjust. Okay, likewise, it's okay when you turn on different modes, like okay your color flow, for instance, and okay as your pulse wave flow, you will even see that okay as the functions for some of these knobs here is going to change. Clear? Okay, so in B mode, when B mode was on, well, okay, we said this first knob here. Well, mainly as okay, your focal points and focal numbers, a number of focal points. Okay, in B mode, this one here was going to be as okay, your dynamic range. Pretty much okay as what's going to be your compression. Yeah, okay. In B mode as well, this one here, okay, as what your power output. Okay, but my dear, yes, okay, when you turn on, let's say color flow, then this button here is not going to have, okay, focal point and focal positions anymore. It's going to just, okay, have two different other functions. Clear? Okay? Okay. But which only as okay will appear as okay once you turn the screen on, because B mode is always going to be on. But you can actually as okay go and adjust on those settings of your color flow by opening as okay the color flow window here. And okay, that's going to be as okay different functions which are related to your color flow Doppler, which you won't see as okay when your B mode was on. Did that make sense? Okay.
Yep.
Any questions?
No.
Okay. Edge enhancement, if you want to read it, go ahead, be my guest, have fun. Otherwise, it's Hakuna Matata. But if you just look at the two words, what's the edge? What do you mean by an edge?
Like the end of something.
End of something, like edge of the hill or cliff. You
You should only run to the edge of the hill. After that, yes, okay, if you keep running, it's on you. Clear, okay? Clear, okay? So edge is made as okay, going to be as okay, the margin or the outer corner or whatsoever of any object, right? What does the word enhancement mean?
So like make better or bigger depending on the context, I guess. Like to improve it.
Not necessarily better, my dear. If I say enhance something,
Like to clarify it, like to make it clearer.
enhance. Okay, guys, what does the word enhance mean?
Make better. Okay, if you're gonna enhance someone's knowledge, you're gonna produce more.
Increase, right?
Okay.
Did that make sense? Clear? Okay. Now, what they made is okay, just mean by is okay, edge enhancement is made as okay, going to, we can say it's okay, mechanism by which the system is going to, it's okay, make a clear distinction between the edges of structures. So made as okay to, you can say it's okay to improve the outline of a structure or distinguish it from a neighboring structure. Did that make sense? Made by it's okay again, it's okay. Now you can say it's okay by making it okay the edge of a structure more clear, so it's going to be distinguished from the neighboring structure. And you say, okay, this is the edge of the cliff. Clear, okay. If you couldn't clearly see that, it's okay, you might still be running and thinking it's okay, you're running on top of the mountain or hill or whatever. You may be up to a big surprise once you look down and see, okay, shit. Just like in okay, as the cartoons, right? And the next thing that happens is, boom. Okay. So maybe that's okay, just the mechanism by which that's okay, the system, you can say it's okay, increases or clarifies the edge of structures, maybe that's okay to distinguish it from neighboring structures. Or maybe that's okay, just do so by it's okay, increasing the clarity or that's okay, increasing the edges of that structure. But as I say, it's okay. Hakuna Matata. Now, guys, take a little time. Read on your three compoundings once again. Take your time to read on your compoundings. Okay. And what I will recommend you guys do is read on spatial density. Yeah, okay, because that will become, yes, okay, relevant for our next topic. Okay. And just look at, okay, yes,
let's put it this way, it's okay, your sector shaped images. Or sector shape, and look at and chalk off your spatial, oh sorry, not spatial, line density, and think a little bit about that. Okay, so I will see you guys back at, should we say 10:50ish? Is that fair? Okay. Okay, guys. So our next topic is going to be fill in interpolation. And since we, okay, not really, okay, but since we already, okay, I mentioned it earlier, this is again going to be an example of preprocessing. Okay. Now, guys, just look here. Let's say that this here is, okay, was your transducer. And it sends out pulses. Did you guys get that?
Yeah.
So these were your pulses. But what do you see in between pulses? Like this blue area here. Okay, what do you see in between the pulses?
Empty space.
Empty space. Yeah, okay, so the question mainly is going to be, okay, now you could say, okay, since no pulse travel, then that area should be blacked out, right? Okay, and then, okay, yes, your scan will have looked something like this. Let's put it this way. The community says, okay, the area between the pulses, well, let's not do it this way. So, okay. There will only be along the pulses that you actually had got information of, okay, yes, whatever was going to be scanned, but otherwise all the area in between the pulses was going to be blacked out. Did that make sense? So in that case, that's okay. You would not have had a image where you could mainly see that's okay, all your structures, but it mainly is okay, just would have been something like this. That only here, 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 and here was it that you had got, okay, as some reflection of some sort. So fill-in interpolation is mainly going to be as, okay, a function of your system. Okay, where it's actually is, okay, going to fill up, let's say it's, okay, this empty space here, this empty space here, this space here, this space here, this space here, this space here. Now, how would it be able to do that correctly? Now, let's say that, okay, yes, if your system, for instance, okay, wants to fill up this space here. Okay. what it will be doing is, let's say it's okay that this here also was pulse 1, and this here is okay was pulse 2. The system mainly is going to just okay compare the gray shades produced by pulse 1 and pulse 2, and with help of that, you can make this okay, somehow try to guess the gray shades at different depths in this area here. Did you guys get that? Likewise, just okay if it, for instance, okay, wants to fill up, let's say, this area here is going to go to the same, but mainly as okay, just comparing as okay, the sheets from pulse 2 and 3 to fill up this area. Likewise for this area, it's okay, compare the shades produced by 3 and 4, and so on. Did you guys get that?
Yeah.
So fill in or fill in interpolation is just like, okay, as if on a test you got a question. Let's say, fill up the blanks. Or if yes, okay, yes, okay, I've seen the program Wheel of Fortune. Have any of you ever seen that program?
Yeah.
I've not seen it, heard of it, right? Yeah, okay. Now, of course, it's going to be easier for you to guess the phrase, the word, or proverb, or whatever, quotation, or saying, or whatsoever, if you have more spaces already filled up. Clear? Okay. If I say, okay, these are the spaces that you already have filled up, the only thing that you need to guess was this one here, and let's say, okay, this one here. Clear? Okay. Compared to, yes, okay, when you, yes, okay. If it was like this, that, okay, yes, you only had this space filled up, this space, and let's say it's okay, this space filled up. Then you actually, it's okay, what have to do. You can say it's okay, more guessing. Did you guys get that?
Yep.
Good. So now let me ask an honest question. Did you guys look at line density?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, my dear. So if you look here, let's say it's okay if we take a sector image. Let's do this way. Okay, let's just clear this out. Okay. And say that, okay, yes. These were your pulses. Okay. Now, what we mainly can say is that, okay, yes, up here, yes, okay, that's where we have a greater line density. Okay, why? Because we can mainly say, okay, due to, yes, okay, lesser space between, yes, okay, the pulses, right? Right there.
Right.
Compared to, yes, okay, if we go, for instance, okay, to this area here. Well, okay, as we have a lower line density, mainly as okay due to greater space between your pulses. And likewise, okay, as if you go here, we can say, okay, this means okay, where we have the lowest line density. Why? Mainly because due to the greatest space between our pulses. So what we mainly can say is, okay, the greater the line density, right? What do we have? Lesser space between pulses. Okay, that needs to be built-in interpolated. So yes, okay, since there's a lesser space between our pulses, this, due to the greater line density, that would mean call that, okay, the system in this case says, okay, well, how to do lesser needs, okay, sorry, lesser fill-in interpolation. Where, okay, as if we go to greater depths, like here, or even greater depths, mainly because of the greater space. And due to the greater space, what can we say? That, okay, at the lower line density, okay, which is mainly as okay due to greater space between the pulses. And in that case, that's okay, we will need more built-in interpolation. Because here it's okay, there's a greater area between your pulses. There needs to be as okay, where we need to compare this pulse to this pulse, this pulse to this pulse, and this pulse to this pulse. So this thing is okay, respectively as okay, guess the gray shades here. That needs to be fit here, here, and here. Versus here, it's okay, the space between the pulses is lesser. Did that make sense? Okay. Now, although yes, okay, this fit-in interpolation here is okay, is a healthy guess. But of course, that's okay, the more guessing you have to do, is going to just okay reduce your becoming just okay things such as axial resolution and okay as your lateral resolutions. Whereas up here, yes, okay, that's where it's going to be. You can say it's okay, relatively greater. mainly because of lesser guessing or lesser fill-in interpolation. That's okay. Better exit resolution and lateral resolution.
So in dark blue at the bottom, it says more guessing.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's look at it this look because listen, my dear, that's why I compare it to I fill up the blank question in your test. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So if your question or if a sentence and I say, okay, let's complete the sentence. And if I say it's okay, only gave you it's okay one word and say it's okay today. Here. Go ahead. What's the sentence, dear?
Today is Wednesday.
No,
No.
that was not what I was thinking. I was saying it's okay today. Okay, yes, is sunny.
That was going to be my next guess.
Okay, but
He's keeping you guessing.
right, okay. Yeah, okay. But that's okay. If you had okay, yes, if you had okay, today is or let's say it's okay that okay, as you had been like okay, today is sunny. And we can even say that okay, yes, of course, it's okay, you had a space. And then like this. And we also knew that okay, yes, this word here is okay, was Wednesday. Now, what would have been yes, okay, the words that you could fill in here has to be correct. You could say is and right. Yeah, okay. But if you only had just okay today, and then we said okay, yes, these spaces here, and then okay, yes, we had the word Wednesday. Okay. And now you had yes, okay, guess these two here by just okay, yes. All you know is today and Wednesday. There's going to be more guessing in terms of areas, okay. In ultrasound, you can say okay, more fit in interpolation. Maybe it's okay just by looking at the word today, and then okay, yes, a lot of empty space, and then Wednesday. Yeah, okay. You might guess, okay, yes, is February the 7th, for instance. right? Okay, but that was not the actual thing. Did that make sense? So of course, that's okay. The more space between your pulses, the more guessing is it that you will have to do, because there's more empty space or fill up blanks that needs to be filled up. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Clear? Okay. Okay. And the more guessing you have to do, is okay, the greater likelihood is it that, okay, yes, that's going to be, yes, okay, some compromise on our greater, yes, okay, likelihood that your accuracy or correctness of your guessing is going to be wrong. Okay. That's that. Teresa says, okay, that was going to be my next guess. You only have one shot in your rifle or whatever. Did that make sense? Okay. Or if I just say, yes, okay, only one of you, yes, okay, sign up for the class. Well, that's okay, sign in on the Zoom. And maybe, yes, okay, I have a migraine. Let's just assume. Okay. I have a migraine that is so strong that, okay, yes, I may not even be able to just, okay, email to you guys. Okay. Now, my correct way of conveying the message to, let's say, it's okay, Teresa was the first one to sign in. So, okay, do you mind just send a message on a WhatsApp group or so on and so on to the other guys that I have a migraine? I convey the, okay, the message and, okay, I won't be able to take the class today. Okay. But if I talk gibberish, or if I say, just tell the other students that that I have and okay, I can. Okay. Okay. She would not know what message to convey. Or that's okay, what the thing was. So she has to guess on her own, right? She might just have figured out that Mike wanted to say, well, okay, there's going to be no class today. But the reason why she couldn't, because that was all, I have a this, so I have to go this to do that. Okay, so now it's up to her to guess what is the this and what is the that. Did that make sense? Clear? Okay. I might have had a migraine, but she said, well, okay, Mike is probably, he has to take his car to the mechanic. Right, okay, that's why he can't be taking class today. Did that make sense? Okay, but as you see that, okay, yes, as we go deeper and deeper and deeper, what happens? Space between neighboring pulses increases. Clear? Now, mainly, yes, okay, just in theory. Any questions, guys? Okay, so the more blanks or the more spaces that is being filled up already, you have to do lesser guessing. Okay, lesser guessing is going to, yes, okay, make you, yes, okay, be able to more correctly guess the right answer. So pretty much, okay, as a form of, well, not necessarily guessing, but mainly as, okay, comparing the neighboring shades as, okay, structure their shades and so on, so on. So as, okay, this is going to be as, okay, the most likely shade of gray that we will have between the areas produced by these two pulses here. Did that make sense? But mainly as, okay, filling up a space that is not actually being scanned. Any DOUBTS. You just have to spatially compound those letters together and make a word. DOUBTS. Yes, Teresa, you're still writing the letters down?
No, I'm trying to process what it is that you're saying.
DOUBTS. Any doubts?
Single letters are not sticking with me today.
Okay, single letters. Okay, maybe maybe for Teresa, I have to prepare a different test then. Saying, well, okay, the answers are going to just okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, H, I, Q, or H, I, L, K, L, M, N, something like that. Okay, oh, okay, good. No problem, guys. Any last words? Nope. Okay. Now the next topic is, well, okay, they say it's okay, emerging technology. So that's something that, okay, yes, may become more and more and more and more commonly used, if you can put it that way. It's something which is still in, okay, the process of development, but it's okay, maybe very likely the future, or it's okay, where ultrasound scans may, as okay, replace other scans or scanning modalities. Okay, and the technology that we will be talking a bit about is going to be as okay, elastography. Okay, now guys, if you just look at the word elasto or elastography, yes, okay, it's made up of two things. Graphy, well, okay, yes, we can mean it as okay, recording, and mainly as okay in, of course, for our cases, okay, in form of an image. Okay, but what is it we are measuring or recording? Elastic characteristics, or the absence of elastic characteristics. Okay, now guys, so what does it mean to be elastic?
Stretchy?
Stretchy, or
Like you can stretch it and it can go back to itself.
or squeezing, more or less compression. Okay, okay, or we can say it's okay, rebound. Now guys, back in the days, now, okay, sorry, let's look at it this way, guys. Tumors. Now when I say tumor, what comes to your mind?
A mass.
Mass. Okay, now a mass is made as okay, there's going to be as okay, a collection of cells or tissues or whatever. Okay, but that mass can still be soft.
or squishy. Clear? Or let's say it's okay, let's just replace the word mass with lump. Clear? Okay, can be squishy. Clear? Okay, which mainly mean that okay, yes, if it is pressed upon, it will squeeze together, but once that's okay, the pressure is released, it goes back. Clear? Okay. Now, guys, when we talk tumors, what are the two major types of tumors that we may have?
Cancerous and non-cancerous.
The cancerous and non-cancerous. Okay. Now, you guys might not have physically felt a cancerous mass in your hand. Okay. Contra to yes, okay, a non-cancerous mass. But one main characteristic is that okay, as a cancerous mass is going to be more rigid or hard. Whereas okay, as a non-cancerous mass may be a little bit more squishy. Or we can say it's okay, compressible. Did that make sense? Clear? Okay. Now, and as I look at it, guys, well, okay, yes, it may even as okay be applied to as okay to deeper deeper masses or deeper tumors like okay, uterine fibers and lumps and so on, so on, so on, so in deeper structures. But just as okay, look at okay how elastography is okay used to be performed earlier. Sorry guys, this may get a little bit graphic. Let's say it okay as this here is okay as the chest wall, and okay as you can see, it's okay the ribs. Okay, and let's just say this is the breast. Yeah, okay. Now in the breast, for instance, okay, there would have been a lump. Did that make sense?
Yep.
Now you maybe let's say it's okay, or this is how it used to be as okay back in the days. Let's say it's okay. And that's what okay, it's even as okay written in the book, but we can actually just talk a bit about that you might have scanned this. Now mainly as okay, how would you know whether this lump here is okay was compressible, which means yes, okay, would have been, you can say a little bit elastic, or not compressible, which means it will mean yes, okay, stiff or hard. Now what they would do back then was actually yes, okay, pushing down the transducer so that okay, yes, you could actually yes, okay, try to squish the mass between the chest wall and the transducer. And if you were able to just okay reduce the size of it, or it's okay, it may bounce back as you release the pressure. So, okay, you could probably say okay, yes, then it is not a solid mass as such. At least okay, as it had some degree of okay as compressibility, which most likely or may
make it okay as non-malignant. Whereas even though yes, okay, pressed it with the transducer, okay, but yes, okay, that you were not able to, yes, okay, what are you doing here? Compress it, its size remained the same or something like that. Then you could say, yes, okay, that it would have been a malignant. But just think of it. What would that feel like for the patient? That you somehow, okay, not physically jabbing the patient, but actually, it's okay, putting pressure with the transducer on the patient and okay, yes, pressing with the transducer. That's not a pleasant feeling, right? Okay. So that is why, yes, okay, the main is okay said, is there a way by which without applying, yes, okay, or pushing the transducer up against, yes, okay, the mass actually, yes, okay, would be able to determine, yes, okay, or find out whether, okay, as this was compressible or non-compressible. Did that make sense? Clear? Okay. And that's mainly as okay by okay without physically is okay pressing is okay the transducer up against the mass. That they mainly say is okay, or this elastography or new method of elastography that they are in developing of is made as okay going to increase the power of the sound wave. Oh, sorry, not power, sorry. The force of the sound wave. Is that clear? And if that increased force, for instance, is able to, yes, okay, press, then we actually say, okay, that it was compressible, and that will mainly mean not malignant. Whereas in spite of, okay, yes, that increased force, that, okay, yes, the mass is not compressed, it has the same shape or the same size, then it's going to be, you can make this, okay, this looks suspect, this looks malignant. Okay. Now that compress, that's okay, that increased force, what is that going to do? Increase the pressure. Just think of, okay, are you holding something in your hand? Now the more pressure you apply onto it, I mean, it's okay, applying more force. What is that going to do? Squeeze it, right? Okay. So rather than, okay, as trying to, yes, okay, squeeze it, or physically, is okay, chop it. Between, yes, okay, the body surface and, okay, yes, the transducer. This is what they do. Okay. And, okay, as you can say, as okay, that is okay, physically, as okay, are applying, as okay, an actual pressure with the transducer itself. Require that, okay, that you have an underlying surface that's going to, as okay, block that it doesn't pass further down. Whereas, okay, with this new mechanism that they are developing, yes, that's going to, yes, okay, be, yes, okay, helpful for, yes, okay, you can say, it's okay, deeper lying tumors like uterine tumors, etc., etc., etc. But even yes, okay, if you look at it in just in relation to yes, okay, to scannings of breasts. Now, mammograms, guys, is probably yes, okay, one of the tests that has a great chance of, okay, yes, false negatives. Why? It's a little bit of a dilemma. The false negatives is mainly because, okay, that they may, yes, okay, have to reduce the dose of radiation. And that's where, yes, okay, may miss out on smaller or bigger lumps. That it won't catch it. Okay, now you can catch those by, yes, okay, increasing the radiation. But what is going to be, yes, okay, the reverse effect of that? Radiation itself is carcinogenic. Did that make sense? So this may be, yes, okay, you can say, yes, okay, a future that is, yes, okay, replace mammograms. Not just mammograms, but yes, okay, we may go to, yes, okay, more, yes, okay, patient-friendly methods of scanning. So, yes, okay, look for solid masses, solid tumors. Yeah, okay, okay. So when we say, yes, okay, solid tumors, okay, that's going to be as okay tumors which are as okay or solid cancers. It's going to be as okay from as okay tumor that produces as okay lumps. Now blood cancer is also a cancer, but you don't have lumps. Okay, that means something that goes on in okay as your bone marrow, primarily, right? Okay, all that's okay in the development of blood cells, but that's still a cancer, but it's not a solid tumor cancer as such. Did that make sense? Okay, so modern elastography is okay increases the force, and by increasing the force, is okay increases is okay the pressure up against a solid mass, and if it's able to compress it, well, all depending upon okay how much force you have applied, but you can just okay based on those readings they will say okay malignant, non-malignant. Okay, then okay if it's malignant, then okay yes. How do we take biopsies and things like that? Okay. Any questions? Have you guys heard the story of the, I think it's, what do you call them? The Grimm brothers. Have you guys heard of the Grimm brothers?
No.
They've been, a lot of famous fairy tales are written by them. Okay. But I think one of the stories that they wrote was a book about is okay, this tailor who killed 7 flies with one smack. Now, what he was a tailor, so he has written on a belt and he put that belt on and walked around. So it's like, okay, WWE wrestler. We said kill 7 in one smack. Okay. Now he was leaving his house, so okay, what he did was okay, as he took some cheese with him. He walks out, he sees okay, a bird that's okay stuck in the bush. He captured that bird and keep that. Now what he does was he come across a big giant. Okay, and the giant looks at this belt and say, okay, you've got to be strong because you killed 7 people in just one smack. Like, okay, what are you, The Rock or John Cena? Anyways, so you say, okay, I want to prove that I'm stronger than you. So the guy go, okay, grab a rock, and if you're able to squeeze water out of it, yes. So it comes to a challenge. Now, the giant grabs a rock and actually just, okay, squeeze it, and okay, was able to just, okay, squeeze water out of the rock. And this guy said, okay, I have some cheese in my pocket. Not cheese as you know, but okay. So he actually take that and okay, squeeze it, and okay, as water drips out of the cheese. So he said, okay, I was able to do that too, right? Okay. Okay. So that's okay. Applying as okay, a greater force. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes, okay, as I said, yes, okay, this may be, yes, okay, the future of different ways of scanning. Now, may I ask, do you think that elastography is pre or post processing? Yes.
Pre.
Pre. Okay, why? Because it's before, that's okay, those reflections are saved in the memory, right? Okay. Okay. So in many cases, you don't nearly it doesn't necessarily have to be written. You can just put one and one together. Okay. Should we look at PAX and DICOM and then go on lunch? There's not really much to talk about.
Sure.
Good. So first of all, yes, okay, okay, a couple of things that you guys need to know for each of these two here. PAX is an abbreviation. So is DICOM an abbreviation, right? Okay, and whenever we have abbreviations, that's okay, what do you need to know? What does that abbreviation stands for? Did you guys get that?
Yep.
So PAX abbreviation is mainly as okay, stands for as okay, picture archiving and communication system. Did that make sense? Whereas DICOM stands for digital imaging and computers in medicine. Clear? Okay, guys. Now let's just assume. Let us take it this way, guys. Each of you are now sitting on a computer, right? Good. What each of your computers is or are is a PAX. Confused? Confused?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Good. Okay. Because all of you, or if not, let's okay, let's say, well, okay, then you need to do some updating. No. Okay. But you will have as okay files on your computers, right? Pictures, documents, spreadsheets. I think that Caitlin is okay. She wants to okay draw pictures during the class. So that's okay. Those are on her computer, etc., right? Okay. 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 So you can mainly says, okay, your hard disk of your computer is a PEX. Or yes, okay, you say your computer is a PEX. Okay. Likewise, now you can even say that, okay, as each ultrasound machine in the, let's say it's okay, the school, for instance, or it's okay in a clinic where you work, there's not only going to be one ultrasound machine, of course, there's going to be multiple ultrasound machines, right? Okay. Where, okay, yes, they will store their own data. Okay, each ultrasound machine is okay, you can store the data into, is okay, the memory of that machine. So that thing, yes, okay, just becomes the PACS. Did you guys get that? So your computers that you have is just an example of a PACS. But here's, okay, we are not interested in your Word documents. We are not interested in your Excel sheets and things like that, spreadsheets. The only thing is that we are interested in is in the graphs or pictures. Did that make sense? Good. Now, what is it that we are right now? What are we on?
Zoom.
Zoom. Okay, guys. Now, when Zoom first came out, did you guys heard about, yes, okay, the thing that they call the Zoom boom?
No.
No? Okay. What year have you guys been living in? Now, okay, one of the issues that, okay, as Zoom had when it first was launched was that, okay, as somehow, as okay, people who were uninvited were able to just, okay, join a session. Because have some sort of security breach or whatsoever. Okay, right now, yes, okay, you guys, well, okay, due to, yes, okay, price space, you may, yes, okay, just go there and click on the Zoom link, and yes, okay, you're able to join. Otherwise, yes, okay, you would have received an email in your an invite in your email, right? Okay, where there will have been a link where you can join to Zoom, but then you have to, yes, okay, enter in a access code. Did that make sense? Okay, but what we now are actually as okay a DICOM. Okay, so DICOM is meaning as okay, just going to be as okay the set of rules and regulations that enable you to access or have access to other computer networks. Now, if you look at it in that way, yes, okay. Now we can say, okay, here, yes, okay, this is a slow closed circuit, right? Okay. Luckily, yes, okay, we are out of the Zoom boom season now. Otherwise, okay, that could be as okay, 10,000 other people as okay who have been sitting here and that joined our session. Okay. But it's okay, what the DICOM mainly is okay, they say, well, okay, everybody have their own computer. But it's okay, since we are a network together, a closed network, okay, that okay, yes, I might have access to, yes, okay, the files on Teresa's computer and vice versa. Okay, okay. Not to go in and look on your surfing history or things like that, but mainly yes, okay, just because it's okay, I want you, yes, okay, retrieve an image of somebody that okay you had scanned who might have been, yes, okay, on your, or that data might have been on your computer. Or as we may say, or as you may hear, have access to a server.
Does that make more sense? If all the images that we produced are on a common server, but mainly because, yes, okay, I'm a partner in the clinic, or so on, so on, so I have access to all that info. Did that make sense? Clear? Okay. Or we can say, okay, I have access to that server. Now, some servers are open, like Google, Yahoo, etc. Some servers or circuits are closed. Like right now, our Zoom session is closed, right? That's why only SOK, you guys may have SOK access to it. Okay. What dictates SOK who has access and who doesn't have access to our Zoom session? That's the DICOM. Now, dear guys, those days are gone. Where, okay, yes, things would be scanned. Or not scanned, sorry, printed out. Okay. Okay. When we go, for instance, okay, CAT scans. Now, back in the days, CAT scans would be big films that they put up against the light source and look through it. Okay, I look at the scans like that. Nowadays, they don't print them out anymore. You can pretty much, okay, sit down on a computer. Of course, that's okay, that computer has to have access to the archive or to the library or okay, choose okay, wherever those images are scanned, but you can retrieve them right there. Did that make sense? And not just that, yes, okay, you may be able to just okay, do some photoshopping, some editing, some zooming in, zooming out, so on, so on, so on, so on, so. If there's something that you need to just okay, take a closer look at. Did that make sense? Now, if somebody else okay wants a printout of their yes okay of their scan, well, okay, good. You can get that. Okay. On paper. Especially that's okay when we talk ultrasound. If not, well, okay, yes, it can still be digitally yes okay transferred from one place to another. So we're going more and more paperless or filmless. Okay. So back in the day, yes, okay, they would take a picture, but then it still has to be processed, finished. Nowadays, well, okay, as the scan is being carried out, okay, you see it ticking up on the screen. And okay, once it's on the screen, yes, okay, it's accessible from pretty much okay as any computer that has access to that network. That requires that okay, yes, it comes under the DICOM. It just okay, it sets the rule of okay, who has access to that internet. Okay. But usually it's okay in closed circuits like this, is not internet, but rather intranet, because it's okay within the organization, within the body. Okay. So you might be working at a place and they says, okay, well, okay, we got computers, we got let's okay, access to the net. And you say, yes, let me do my shoe shopping, purse shopping, all online shopping is okay while being paid for it at the same time, right? Yes, okay, you're going to be disappointed because you can't go on Yahoo. You can't go on
tjmax.com or marshalls.com or cost.com. So yes, okay. Fill up your shopping bin. Because that net is not an internet, but it is an intranet. Clear, okay. Any questions? Of course, that's okay. You mean that's okay. That's how access to. That's okay. The digital, and that's why we're going more and more paperless nowadays. Okay. Okay, let's do an electronic signature. Okay. And submit it. No papers. Everything is stored digitally. Any questions, guys? So that was your chapter 15. Okay. Now, when we come back, let's see if we're able to just answer some of the questions at the end of the chapter. If we're able to finish those, then we can go on to just the chapters in the back as well. But it's going to give you a little bit of a pre-test of pre-taste of what the questions may be for your upcoming quiz, which may be sooner than predicted. We come back. Okay, guys, we'll come back. Now, before we go on, any questions? Nope. And let's see. Question number 1 now, which electronic component is required for grayscale imaging? And the only thing that we see here that, is something that we have talked about is a scan converter. Yeah, okay. Good. Question number 2. Now, what were the 2 types of scan converters that we had, for instance? Yes, guys. What were the 2 types of scan converters that we could have?
Digital to analog and analog to digital.
Exactly. Okay. Question number 2. Now, which of the following scan converters will provide the best spatial resolution? Now, please keep in mind, guys, as for your spatial resolution. Now, if you go for best, that's going to be the highest pixel density. Here, okay. So the highest pixel density is going to be 1,000 by 1,000. which means that, okay, if we had 1 square inch, that would be 1,000 this way and 1,000 pixels this way. Yeah, okay. And what we know is, okay, the best spatial resolution was going to be, okay, the highest pixel density. They had asked about it, okay, the poorest, and that was just going to be the lowest. Okay, which in that case would have been 256 by 256. Have any of you ever tried to just, okay, change the display setting on your computers?
Yeah, I think
Now you
so.
may accidentally do something and you go, what the did just happen here, right? Okay. But it's okay on your main screen, yes, okay. You right click, yes, okay. All at the bottom it goes, yes, okay. To display setting. And one thing that you can change is okay, what's going to be, it's okay, your spatial resolution. Where they mean it's okay, just make the pixels bigger. And all of a sudden, it's okay, that nice picture that you had on your display is going to become bigger boxes because of the lower pixel density. Okay, guys. Question number 3. Now, which of these statements regarding a bit of computer memory is false? So yes, okay, we mean yes, okay, need to look at, okay, yes. What bit? Now, 3 statements here are going to be true, and 1 is going to be false, and it's the false one that we are looking for. Clear? Okay. Now, it is the smallest element of an image, and that is not a bit. That will be, yes, okay, and when they talk about, yes, okay, a pixel. So first statement, yes, okay, was the one that was not true. Okay, but let's just look at the ones that are true. Is it bistable? Now a bit we say is okay, 2⁻1 is going to be as okay bistable, where we only had 2 shades, black and white. Okay, so 1 bit is going to be bistable. 8 bits combined to make a byte. 8 bits. Eight bits, as I said, equals 1 byte. So that's true as well. Okay. It is a component of a digital scan converter. Yes. Oh. Yeah, okay. Which we said here is okay, was needed for grayscale imaging as well. Question number 4, and you can see, yes, okay, a lot of the following questions are going to, yes, okay, be, yes, okay, regarding this. So how many grayscales are represented by a group of 4 bits and 2 bits? So you first go, yes, okay, 4 bits. Now, what they ask about is, okay, the number of grayscales or gray shades, for instance. That can be represented by 4 bits, where we say, okay, the formula was 2⁻⁴ in this case. which mainly means 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. And then you just go on and say 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. So 4 bits can represent up to 16 shades of gray. Did that make sense? Whereas, guys, if we go for 2 bits, now 2 bits is going to be 2 raised to the power 2, which means 2 times 2, which is going to be 4 shades. Did you guys get that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. So for the following question, which is question number 5, they just says, okay, what about 3 bits? So it's the same thing, 2 raised to the power 3, which mainly means that 2 is going to be cubed. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. So 8 sheets. Well, let's say it's okay, up to 8 sheets. We will need at least 3 bits. Okay, question number 6. Now, what is the number of shades that can be represented by 8 bits? So if we say yes, okay, 8 bits. Okay, what would that be? 2 raised to the power 8, which mainly means 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where you can go 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32, 64, 128, and 356. Or 256, sorry. Okay, so up to 256 sheets. Per pixel. If we used 8 bits. Did that make sense? And okay, question 10, just go for 10 bits. Okay, God help me. Well, it's going to be the same, 10 raised to the power 10, or 2 raised to the power 10. It doesn't mean 2 multiplied by 10, but actually that's okay. 2 be multiplied by itself 10 times. Clear? Okay. But 8 was okay, 256. Now it will just be as okay, this double, which becomes 512. 512 double is going to be 1024. That makes up, okay, the remaining. Choose between 8 and 9, and 9 and 10. Did you guys get that?
Yep.
Good. Question number 8. Now, what is the number of shades that can be, okay, represented by n bits? Okay. And what was n bits? N was mainly as, okay, just the number of bits per pixel. Yeah, okay. So that's me. That's okay. Just an open-ended question, if you want to put it that way. That's probably not something that you will. Yes, okay. Get on your tests. Now, if you go to yes, okay, question number 10. Okay, question number 9. Now, what they ask us here is, okay, question number 9. Sorry. How many bits are needed to store things such as 10 sheets, 11 sheets, and 15 sheets? Okay. Now let's just say it's okay, and they're asking us how many bits. Which is going to be as okay the number that we will have here. Now just to take a random number, if you say it's okay 4. No, that will mainly mean 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, which become 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 2 times 8 is
16.
16. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's greater than this, but let's just go lower than. Let's just say it's okay if we said 3, which is going to be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which become 2 times 8 is 4, times 2 is 8. Okay, which is, now this number here is less than all of these. Whereas we can say it's okay, 16 is greater than all of these. So it's okay to get this many shades here. We needed at least 4 bits. Because 3 bits was too low, 4 bits is, well, okay, yes. Okay, is where you need to, is okay, go for is okay, 9 shades, 10 shades, 11 shades, 12, 13, 14, 15, and up to 16. Did you guys get that?
Yeah.
Good. Now, next question is 10. And again, they're asking us, okay, which statement is false? Okay, regarding pixels. Oops. So when it says, okay, it is the smallest part of a digital image, that was true. Clear? Okay. Okay. A collection of bits assigned to each pixel stores the shades of gray. And that's what we said. That okay, as the bits that was going to be as okay, information as okay, bits per pixel, which would tell okay how many shades of gray would be assigned to each pixel. Okay, so that's true as well. Okay, it displays up to 3 shades of gray simultaneously. No, that could be more than that. Okay, we don't want it to keep it more than 20, but that's a different story. We'll talk about that in chapter 16. Okay, okay, but it's false to say that every pixel is okay only can have up to 3 shades of gray. So that's false. Clear? Okay. Image quality is improved when the number of pixels is high. That's okay, because what do we say is okay? Greater number of pixels. Well, okay, that's going to be as okay. What we mean you can say is increased pixel density. And what was that going to do? Well, okay, we can say okay, improve. That's okay. We can also say okay, the quality of the image. Okay, rather than okay having bigger pixels with okay as a low pixel density, which was going to cause it okay as our image was not going to be as okay accurately paper right as okay just being big boxes. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Question number 11. Okay, guys. All of the following procedures usually are pre or post processing. So they may be asking you, okay, which of these procedures here are pre-processing? Which of these here are post-processing? Okay, so when we say it's okay, modifying on a frozen image. Now, once an image is frozen, it has already been stored in the memory. So that will be post-processing. Is that clear? Now, read zoom. What is read zoom? Read zoom, we said yesterday, was an example of post-processing. Whereas write zoom was an example of pre-processing. Is that clear? Now, what they say next is, okay, let me just, okay. This one. Adjusting the brightness on the monitor. And now let's see, hopefully it's okay. You guys may be able to see what goes on here. Can you guys see my desktop?
Yep.
Good. Now, where is it that it is? Okay, good. Now I'm mainly just okay, just going to try to make it darker. You guys see that? Or appears the same? Yes, guys.
I don't,
Hello?
it looks the same to me.
It looks the same. Okay, so you guys may not be able to see that. But you can mainly see it's okay. And it doesn't get brighter now?
No.
Okay, that's fine. I tried. But you can do that on your own computers. Either because yes, okay, your screen, or yes, okay, your computer's screen setting was set to be too bright. Clear? Okay. Or too dark. Not the brightness of your image, which is your amplification. Clear? Okay. So this one here is an example of post-processing. Clear? Why? Because it's mainly as okay something that happens in yes okay your electronics after yes okay data has been stored onto the computer or in the memory. Or you can even yes okay adjust if you don't want to play around with your computers. Yes okay you can adjust the brightness of your TV, its monitor or screen. Did that make sense? Now my keyboard it says the key that is F3, that is to increase the brightness, F4 is to reduce the brightness. So you may see as okay a logo on your keyboard that okay resembles a sun or a light bulb or something like that. Okay. So that's you can see as okay what this here is talking about. Okay, so please guys, this one here is going to be a example of post processing. Now the next is increasing your receiver gain. Now what was your receiver gain, guys? What did we mean by receiver gain?
Amplification.
Amplification, exactly. Now, how do we do that? How do you increase that? Anybody? Everybody. Yes. Yes.
Adjust your beam.
Adjust your B mode, right? Okay. Guys, your B mode is your knob for amplification. Yeah, okay. But as I said, when referring to yes, okay, that figure 15 point, yes, okay, where they had okay the whole buildup of your system. 15.7. I told you guys this was your transducer because that's okay. This was one scan converter. Then we had the memory. And guys, that's okay. This is going to get handy tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, that's okay. Next week somewhere. That your receiver falls somewhere here. Okay, where okay, it was just okay as a function of this receiver here that we actually is okay could amplify. That's okay, change on the amplification, which also was your receiver gain. Where that was increasing or decreasing. Okay. Clear, okay. But it is still going to be as okay, be a processing that happens before data was stored into the memory. So that's why it is pre-processing. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Good. Question number 12. Now, what's the primary disadvantage? Okay, well, no. Okay. What are the primary disadvantages of videotape and computer disk methods of imaging archiving? Okay, they're very costly, not anymore. The information is vulnerable to erasure. Yes. If you, unfortunately, yes, okay, press recording while, okay, as a video cassette was in your VCR recorder, yes, okay, that video of the welding recording gets erased or can be recorded over by something else. Did that make sense? Likewise, guys, okay, if you accidentally happen to, yes, okay, format your computer disk or a USB disk or something like that, the next thing you know is, okay, your files are gone by the wind. Did that make sense? Good. Okay. But it's okay when exposed to, it's okay. Now, have any of you ever got your credit card magnet destroyed? Or that not destroyed, you look at it like shit, okay, it disappeared off your credit card. But it's okay, it won't work. Nowadays it's chips, but yes, okay. Some card readers may not check or may still not be updated to read the chips. Okay, so you still have to, yes, okay, slide the strip. Okay. Well, what is that strip? That is me, it's okay, just a magnetic strip. Now what's going to destroy that? A very strong magnetic field. I learned that the hard way. Not that my credit card or bank card got destroyed, but it's okay, my employee card. I couldn't open the doors. So I couldn't get in. Anyways, okay. Only low resolution images can be stored. No, the advantage of, okay, as digital storage is that, okay, you can actually store high, okay, only black and white images. No, you can have colored, you can have black and white, you can have whatever. Okay. Shana Vescobeta Dinakave. Okay, guys. Where does coded excitation takes place? And I just told you guys that today. Pulsar. Clear? Now, which of the following is true about, yes, okay, spatial compounding? What did we say about spatial compounding? Well, okay, from different angles, right? Well, let's see what it says here. Data is collected from different viewing angles. Okay. The frame rates are reduced. Yes, so the frame rate is reduced as well. Okay. Shadowing artifact can be eliminated. Yes. Can be performed with a mechanical transducer. No. Okay. Because a mechanical transducer, what did that do? It this. When I was here, I was trying to this way. When I was here, I was trying this way. When I was here, trying this way. When I was here, I was trying this way. Okay. Otherwise, it's okay. The other three dead statements is okay. They were all true. Okay, from different angles. Okay, it reduces just okay the frame rate, and of course, that's okay. one of its main advantages was that, okay, it's eliminated what we call sharing artifact. Question number 15. Okay. All of the following are advantages of PAX systems except from. Now, what is PAX? Your computer. So if you know the advantages of your computer, it's okay, good. But let's see. Data do not deteriorate over the time. Okay, except. So that's okay. Now, when they say advantages and except, you're looking for a disadvantage, right? Okay. So one of the benefits of is okay, PAX system versus is okay, regular analog, or even as okay, digital versus analog is that the data does not deteriorate. Okay. That picture of your great-great-grandparents had faded over time. So right now you may just have a white piece of film with, okay, some very thin brown or black lines, whatever is remaining. Clear? Okay. Images can be delivered to a distant location on imaging network. That was true as well. If you wanted to, yes, okay, you can click on a picture from your system and send it. Or yes, okay, if I was a part of that DICOM, yes, okay, I could retrieve it. Older archive studies and reports can be retrieved easily. Yes. Okay. It's easy as long as you have access. Images have higher resolution than what appears on the system's display. Now, you can't have a data or a picture stored as a 2 kilobyte, and the resolution on your display is going to be of that of a 200 kilobyte picture or image. Clear? Did that make sense? So that does not make sense. Okay, that's not. Now, what's a DICOM? Okay. No, it's okay. It means it's just okay protocols for medical imaging data. But we said as okay earlier, you having access to yes okay or Zoom and not yes okay to Boomus is okay the DICOM, okay, that you are invited or it's okay a part of the network. And that's why you hear yes okay network of this and that has been breached. God forbid you receive an email from, let's say, it's okay, your insurance company saying so, that, okay, there has been a breach, that, okay, some consumers' data might have been leaked, right? Okay, that can be a nightmare. Now, okay, what is the primary storage device for a PAX system? Okay, now most likely it's okay, hard disk drives, just like your computer. Okay. Internal, external, that's a whole different discussion. Now here again, which of the following technology uses long pulses to create an image? And that's what I said about your coded excitation. That mainly is okay, elongates the pulses to minimize the what you want to call it, okay, time specific in high intensity. Yeah, okay, what the harmonics is, chapter 17. What pulse inversion is, chapter 17. And what is rendering? What was rendering? Does anybody recall what rendering is or was?
The computer generated 3D image.
Exactly. The procedure to generate a 3D image. Okay, Kristen, you don't say anything. Is this pre or post processing?
Post.
Post. Good. How do we post it? Why is it post? Okay, your answer is correct. Anybody can tell me why is it post?
Because you need the information from the 2D scan to create the 3D.
Exactly. Okay. Good job there. Question number 19. Now, which frequency compounding? Okay, with frequency compounding. Okay, good. How many pulses are transmitted down each scan line? Now, the answer is in the question itself. Is that your answer or you want to raise your hand to answer?
That's my answer. It's 1 because scan line. There's no
Okay.
S.
But why? How is the answer in the question itself?
Because it says scan line and not scan lines.
Well, what is a scan line?
It's an individual line in the
Okay,
transducer.
good. It's an individual line.
Individual pulse.
It's a pulse. Clear? Okay. So Teresa, when we said line density, what did that mean? Pulse density. Because line was just a term for, it's okay, derived from scan line, which is the same as a pulse. Clear? Okay. Okay. So it doesn't really matter what your bandwidth is, or what your bandwidth is, or what the frequency of your transducer is. For each scan line, that is going to, is okay, is going to be one pulse that will travel down that line. Clear? Okay. Now, the deeper your image, it's going to take that pulse greater time to go and come back. And that's when you can say, okay, well, okay, you may have a lower PRF due to a greater PRP. But that PRF has nothing to do with your regular frequency. Did that make sense? Okay, so here is okay. The question answered itself. You just had to catch the phrase. Okay, now some of you will say, it's okay, what about 2? What about 4? Why do we have those answers? Now 2 is going to be as okay, a correct answer for something else. Chapter 17. Okay. We had it in question 18 as well. Pulse inversions, that you have 2 pulses per each scan line. But let's talk about that when we get to chapter 17. Okay, moke doke. Question number 2020. Okay, good. 2020. What a year. Okay. Which of the following technique is used to create image data where none really exist? How does the system, able to, yes, How is the system able to create data where no data actually exists? Try to fill up the blank. What do we call that fill up the blank mechanism? Fit in interpolation. Now, is fill in interpolation pre, post, or non-processing? Yes, somebody who is eating their nails can answer. Is fill in interpolation pre-processing or post-processing?
Pre-processing.
You eating your nails, my dear?
No. Was somebody
okay.
eating their nails?
Somebody was.
Okay.
Okay. It's pre-processing. Okay, guys? Get. In modern elastography, how are the tissues deformed or compressed, if that's what you want to call it, right? Okay. By increasing force of the beam. Clear? Okay. And concentration of force, what do you call that? What do you call concentration of force? Per area? Okay. Guys, what was concentration?
Intensity.
Huh?
Intensity.
No, my dear.
Pressure?
That was concentration of energy or power per area, right? Concentration of force.
Pressure?
Pressure, here we go. What was the unit for pressure?
Pascals?
Pascals, okay. I'm not a fan of French dudes, so sorry. So what will be another unit for pressure?
Pounds per square inch?
Okay, more or less, okay, newtons per unit of distance square, right? Okay. Good. Okay, guys. So how well are you guys? How well do you guys think you are prepared for your midterm?
I'm getting there.
You're getting there. Okay. Can we do some compounding?
Okay.
Good. So what will be the pulse repetition period if your frequency is 2 megahertz?
Unrelated.
You can't find it out. You don't want to know, right? Okay. Good. Okay. But if your PRP was 2 kilohertz, oh, sorry, PRF, sorry, was 2 kilohertz, what will be your pulse repetition period then? Or let me turn it the other way around. What would be your pulse repetition period if your frequency was, or if your pulse repetition frequency was 2 kilohertz?
Would it be half a millisecond?
Half a millisecond, exactly. Yeah. Right. Milli and kilo were reciprocals. But then you have to say, okay, half has to be, or 2 has to be multiplied by half to become 1. Did that make sense? Good. Okay. If your amplitude increases 4 times, how much is going to be the change in your intensity? If the amplitude increases 4 times, how much is going to be the change in your intensity?
$16 times.
16 times, exactly. And the same would apply for the change in your power, okay? Okay. So if power doubles, intensity doubles. Power triples, intensity triples. Okay? Good. Okay, guys. What would be the range resolution if the spatial constant was 16 millimeters?
$8 millimeters.
8 millimeters. What would that mean? Anybody?
That the closest two structures can be is 8 millimeters apart and still be able to show us two separate things.
Exactly. So if they were less than 8 millimeters apart in this case here, we will only get one echo, right? Or one reflection. Meaning because they would have been merged together. That makes sense? Okay, but please keep that that's going to only be SOK applying to SOK structures which are parallel to the beam's main axis. Or longitudinal, as we may call it. Good. That's why axial resolution is also called longitudinal. Any questions you guys want to ask? Let me ask, what is the width of the PCT of a linear sequential transducer going to be equal to? The width of the PCT of a linear sequential transducer equals to what?
The image?
And why would you have 120 to 250 PCTs lined up? Wasn't that half to a full wavelength? Whereas for your linear phased array, it is quarter to a half wavelength. Wide that the PCT will be. Okay. What is the relationship between focal depth and frequency?
Direct.
Direct. Good. How is beam divergence and lateral resolution related?
Inverse.
Inverse. Good. Which transducers may produce side lobes?
Single PCT.
Hmm.
Wait, single PCT
Okay, single PCT, I
or
don't.
one focus, if it has one focus.
Okay. What do we call that?
Mechanical.
Mechanical transducer. Good. In which area of the beam do we find grating lobes?
Anywhere?
Anywhere, right? Okay. What would be the effect of lobes upon your exit resolution? How will grating lobes affect your exit resolution?
They won't.
They won't. They will only affect your
Lateral.
lateral resolution. Okay, good. What do we call the mechanism in which, okay, the center of, due to which the center of the beam has the highest intensity and the intensity decreases as you go from the center towards the periphery? What is that procedure called?
Converging. Converging. Did you say going like more narrow?
No, my question was, what would be the procedure that makes a beam have a highest intensity in the center and the intensity degrades or decreases as you go from center towards the periphery?
Sorry. Divergence. Okay.
Divergence is just a spreading out of the beam. That happens in the far zone. Yes, Dr. Vasquez is going to answer this question.
I don't know.
Well, you don't know. Okay, well, out of the 7 other students or 7 students, why did I choose you? You have no idea? Okay, because your name starts with the letter for the word that I'm looking for.
Is it the apodization?
Apodization, here we go. Okay. So that's okay. At least one pulse, that's okay. Reduce the need for, that's okay. Fill in interpolation. Otherwise, she was totally LOST. Right? Okay, guys. Now, you want it tomorrow and the day after tomorrow to be revision?
Yes,
Okay,
please.
before we shut down,